keynote speaker is someone who should be in China right now. But on his own personal volition, he chose to detour and come to Manila because of the invitation of CAPWIP, which talks about an occasion, an event that is about gender. So gender is very much in his heart. We have this morning Dr. Supachai Panitchpakdi, no less, the Secretary General of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. He began his 4-year term as Secretary General of UNCTAD on 1st September 2005, following his appointment by the UN General Assembly. Dr. Supachai previously served as Director General of WTO from September 2002 to August 2005, and as Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister from November 1992 to May 1995, and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Commerce from November 1992 to February 2001. Dr. Supachai received his master's degree in econometrics, development planning, and his PhD in economic planning and development at the Erasmus University in Rotterdam, completing his doctoral dissertation on human resources planning and development under the supervision of Professor Jan Tinbergen, the first Nobel laureate in economics. Dr. Supachai began his professional career at the Bank of Thailand in 1974, and in 1986 was elected a member of the Thai Parliament and appointed Deputy Minister of Finance. In 1988, he became director and advisor and subsequently president of the Thai Military Bank. And in 1992, Dr. Supachai was appointed senator, and that same year, he became Deputy Prime Minister, entrusted with oversight of the country's economic and trade policy making. In this role, he was actively involved in international trade policy and represented Thailand at the signing ceremony in Marrakesh of the Uruguay Round Agreement in 1994. He was also active in shaping regional agreements, including the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and the Asia-Europe Meeting, ASEM. Let us now welcome Dr. Supachai Panitchpakdi.
Dr. Jung Suk Kim, President, Center for Asia-Pacific Women in Politics. The Honorable Lauren Lagarde, Senator, Philippine Senate. Dr. Salvano Viciano, Director of United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. When I was invited to come to your third Global Congress of Women in Politics and Governance, I felt quite sad because for the date that you have invited me for, which is today, I have already accepted a number of engagements somewhere in China, in Shanghai, and in Nanning, and in Beijing. It's already been agreed with the Chinese government. But in spite of that fact, and I would say motivated by the true belief in what all of you are doing at this Congress, I managed to convince my Chinese colleagues to move heaven and earth so that I could come here first for a day, and I'm leaving this afternoon to be in time, hopefully for some of the meetings in Shanghai, I think, and in Nanning, because some of these meetings will involve also not exactly women in politics or in business, but would involve what I would call the kind of inclusive development. Inclusive development that will include people from all walks of life. That development will always have to be inclusive with men, women, boys and girls, and people who are rich and poor. And this will be the effort that I will be undertaking in some of the meetings with my Chinese colleagues. But I come here with certainly quite a number of motivations. Let me say motivations and aspirations and inspirations. First, not so much really to give this address, because I think what my colleague Dr. Briseno said was quite sufficient in expressing how important it is to involve women, particularly in the determination of climate policy in the future. But first and foremost, to lend my support to what you're doing. I hope with my presence that this will be testimonial to the support that we from the